My next guest recently led a Border Patrol guided tour of the Texas-Mexico border, highlighting what he describes as woefully inadequate resources. And he has introduced a border security bill that requires operational control of our border with no less than a 90% apprehension rate on the entire border with Mexico over 5 years. The full House could vote on his measure shortly after the summer recess. Joining us is Congressman McCaul, Chairman of the House Committee on Homeland Security. Mr. Chairman, good to have you with us. You took a number of congressmen with you on that tour of the border. What are your thoughts and their reactions?
Well, you know, my thoughts are this ad hoc approach we've used over the last couple of decades, throwing money at the problem without a national strategy, without a plan, plugging holes up. I mean, we went to San Diego. They have good fencing there. They have technology, but they're getting around that with the boats. Tucson has wonderful technologies, but all it does is it presses them to other points. And now the new point of entry now is Texas. The Rio Grande Valley, the immigration flow has gone up 55%. And without a national strategy and a plan to dictate where we put those resources, we're just going to continue to throw money at the problem without a real solution.
And your proposal, this administration, to be clear, has rolled back 287G, the cooperative legislation that authorizes regulation that authorizes cooperation between the immigration authorities, the Border Patrol, and local law enforcement. This administration wants no part of it. Your law, your bill, would encourage that cooperation. What has been the reaction?
Look, local law enforcement are a force multiplier. The ones down the border have a valuable role to play. The border sheriffs endorse my bill. They support it because this bill gives them a voice as stakeholders as to what the national strategy is going to be and what the implementation plan is going to be, along with the border governors, along with the Coast Guard and Border Patrol and National Guard as well. But it brings everyone together to create this national strategy that we've never had before. We've never done this before. We've never had a plan to implement it. We've never had metrics to measure results. We've thrown $75 billion at the border over the last decade with only a 44% success rate. That is abysmal, and we can do better than that. And we also define operational control as a 90% apprehension rate, which I believe is achievable within 2 years. I spent the 3 days with the Border Patrol Chief, Mike Fisher, and he agrees that we can get this thing done. And Lou, you and I have talked about this issue for quite some time, ever since I got elected to Congress. Now is really the moment when I think we can finally get this thing done.
Well, as you know, I've endorsed, for whatever, to whomever may care, I've endorsed the approach taken by the House of Representatives, an incremental approach in which your committee, Congressman Bob Goodlatte, the chairman of the House Judiciary, moving ahead with the rules of regular order, committee hearings on these issues, which has been denied in the Senate. And for crying out loud, Senator Chuck Schumer has even endorsed now the incremental, careful, deliberative, thoughtful approach that you and your fellow members of the leadership in the House have chosen. Are you stunned by that?
I am stunned. I mean, this comprehensive idea to throw together a bill in 3 days in the Senate, which is a misguided approach that throws almost $50 billion without any rhyme or reason. It's totally arbitrary. It's a total waste of the taxpayer dollars. What we want to do is fiscally responsible to have a strategy and a plan first. And you know what? Gee, a real novel concept as the Founding Fathers envisioned. We go through the committee process. We have hearings. We go through committees. And then piece by piece develop legislation thoughtfully in a smart way that I think will finally resolve and provide solutions to a very difficult, complex issue.
Well, Congress comes back the 9th of September, so we look forward to your return and watching those hearings take place and legislation move through the Congress as was intended by our forebears. Congressman, it's always good to talk with you. Michael McCaul, Chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee. Thank you.